Recently, a lot of new people have subscribed to our channel. I want to say thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. For this episode, I've been trying to think of a way to introduce it to the new people who haven't had a chance to check out our previous videos and see what we're about. So how does this sound? Let's give this a go. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of building custom one-off rides from scratch with Nick, that's me, and iNVision prototypes. A little long? I think so. We'll work on it. What I have next to me is the afterburner build, and if you've been following along, you're going to see that things are shaping up quite nicely on it. In the last episode, we went ahead and got that whole front section, that clamshell, flipping forward. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really cool. It basically splits through here, around here, and that whole section flips up and out of the way to access the engine area. Now, I haven't had a chance, as you saw, to finish the structure on that. I thought today we'd get into shaping up all the panels on the roof. If you're curious to see more about this build, how it kind of got off the ground, go back to episode 1 in the Afterburner playlist and you can get an idea as to how things evolved to where they are today. I've made up a whole bunch of templates. As you can see, they're kind of sitting up on the roof with a bunch of clamps. We're going to pull all those off, get them onto some sheet metal, cut them out, and then we can start forming up all those pieces and getting them onto the car. This side being easier than the other side because the other side has no buck. And that's one of the things about this little project we're working on that creates a new level of challenge for me. So for you, it's entertainment. For me, it's a challenge. There's never any problems. It's always, I think of it as a challenge. Okay, let's get you around the car and show you where we are at the moment and how things are going to evolve. Okay, so we've got part of this A-pillar and the top of the windshield formed up, and that's a template for the front. It's kind of curled down. We'll have a template made up, or I've got the template made up joining those two areas together. And we've got this rear section here that will form a surround around the rear window, down around the back, a sail panel. There's going to be a scoop here, and if we follow that line down, we're actually going to reform this edge further back. You see where that green line is there, as well as this area. We're going to take and lean that back, and here we're going to form up a piece of sheet metal that'll roll down and join up with the quarter panels. Like I mentioned, that's not done yet. Once this gets formed, we'll join those together and work everything out as a unit. We still have to roll this in, roll that down, and create a channel there for an LED light strip that's going to go around the back of the car and kind of outline the back. It'll also give illumination for brakes and signals out further than just having them deep inside like that. I wanted that look where we have a kind of a deep glow when you hit your brakes, but from the side or from whatever angle, you might not be able to see that. So we're going to take and create the LED light strip across the bottom of this rear window, which is that one sitting there. We're going to take and form up a channel, a seat for the window to skid in, and back in through here is going to be a mesh to allow the air to get out, the hot air from the rad to get out. So once we start forming up those sheet metal pieces, you'll see how things start shaping up on both sides. Okay, let's get after it. Here's a quick illustration of top view of what I want the back of the roof to look like, at the back here and the front there. And a lot of these little smaller ones are just details of the taillight areas and how their panels are going to come together. And the different colors indicate the different panels. Decided to grab another sheet to lay things out again because I'm just trying to minimize the amount of waste. So this piece here is the one over the rear window, at the top of the rear window. These strips are excellent for bending up profiles. All right, what do you say we start with the front of the roof section, the part over the windshield and part of that spine that comes back. And then we can go ahead and this part here, this rod, it's only there to kind of maintain continuity, but it's not going to be there once we're done. This is going to be all open, so you just step into the car and down. Otherwise, you're turning yourself into a pretzel trying to get into there because this car is so low. All this is doing is bending the sheet metal over the lower anvil. Nothing more. It's not stretching, not creating any convex shape, just bending. You're making a pipe essentially. Giving us a nice consistent curve. I'm not going crazy, just bending. Now we're stretching, creating a convex shape. The panel's going to do this. Okay guys, well that's going to be it. Got all these panel sections, well almost all the panel sections wheeled up. So next time we're going to start rolling these flanges in. You see that nice convex shape? That's going to have to be mated up to the structural piece over the glass, over the windshield. That center section right through there. We still have to join that up, but I'm not going to bother until we get the front and rear sections fitted to the buck. And then we'll take and fine tune these reflections to make sure they are where they need to be. This lip here for the scoop will be rolled inward. I mentioned before that this has to be taken and re-rolled a little bit further back. The point, we have to rearrange this area, so that'll happen later. And these areas of the tail lights, you see how well that's all coming in. This is going to be a channel through here, I think I mentioned that, for that LED light strip. So there's quite a bit of work involved in just these two pieces, aside from the work we put into wheeling them up. We have the second housing, if you will, that goes in around that tail light. This sail panel, it's all set to go. Actually, this one came out better than the other one. See, the reflections are a little bit straighter, but I'm not too worried about it right now. We will take and adjust things once we roll that flange down to pick up the glass. We have to create a seat for the glass. And there won't be a sharp point here. That'll be rolled in to follow, actually the buck's on the other side. I forgot. There is no buck over there. We will take in this corner right here. Will be taken and radiused in properly so it looks right. Like I said, this piece of rod will be gone so that we'll have a complete open access into the interior. Let's see if we can get up above. Can I climb up on something? Let's go up. There we go, bird's eye view. So that's what she's going to look like. Be glass from the top down, structural member, and mesh in behind there to allow the hot air to get out. But overall, she's coming in quite nice. It's not too bad for an afternoon of shaping metal. All this stuff here, it'll get taken care of. You know, you gotta have some patience. Cars aren't built in 3 or 4 hours or 25 minutes on television. It takes about a day, maybe 2. It's a long way down. Okay, a little shot from the front here. So there we go. And let's just step back a little bit. Get a view from back here. That area there in the front will be filled in with another panel. And then we'll have one more extension off the rocker towards the front to cover up the frame. Let's get a shot from back here. There we go. All right guys, so thanks a lot for watching. We have a lot done in terms of shaping, but we have a lot yet to go. Once the outside skin has been finalized, all joined together, then we'll go and create the structure that supports all that. You can work one way or the other. People like to see the finished product first and then maybe see the details. So that's what we're going to do. Finish the outside skin and then we'll get into the structure. I know there's a number of you that like to see the structural part, and we will do that. Roll all that in, get it in, weld it, structure it to the body, make it one, make it right. not just for show. So it's going to be show and go. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. Helps us out a lot. If you didn't like what you saw, let us know in the comments. Curious to hear about it. Catch you next one.